right, gang. Diet day 4. How's everyone holding up?
Honestly, I'm going to last forever. You hear that, bitches? I'm gonna last forever. It's everything I've wanted to eat for the last 48 hours.
What happened?
Hey, my name is Daniel Weiss, I'm a nutrition coach, and let's break down the typical nutrition mistakes people make, comedy style.
Diet day 4. How's everyone holding up?
Honestly, I'm going to last forever. You hear that, bitches? I'm gonna last forever.
And this is a typical mistake people think in the beginning of the diet when the motivation is high, right? But usually it takes quite longer than you think. If it is your first rodeo, then think like 3 times as long as you initially think.
I'm doing great. This morning, the homeless guy on my stoop said my skin looked dope.
What's going on? Why do you all have matching bags?
We're doing a diet together. My wife found it. She heard about it at Mommy and Me Graphic Design. Wait, it might have been Tyler Karate. She takes our little ladies to so many classes, I can't keep it straight.
Childhood is truly a time of wonder.
This diet is very scientific, sir. All the meals are pre-planned and delivered to your doorstep.
This is our breakfast.
An orange wedge, 3 cashew nuts, and a solitary grape.
It's actually more than you realize.
So, the good point, planning. Planning is really important. The more strict your diet is, the better the planning should be. So, generally speaking, we can talk about long or short diets, cycles. If you are losing weight over a longer period of time, that can be quite simple, quite easy. But if you are trying to squeeze that weight loss into short period of time, let's say 2-3 months, then you need to be prepared. And I mean, preparation always pays off. And we can see the typical mistake that is exaggerated here, eating barely anything.
It's actually more than you realize. Sometimes I can't even finish all the grape.
Well, this seems unnecessary to me. You're all in perfect shape.
You can always be healthier, sir.
And I like the challenge.
Plus, it's good team building. We're gonna get through this together. Hey guys, pro tip, lick the baggie. There's food molecules in there.
Oh, that's so smart.
So another important thing, getting support either from a coach or from peers or some of group settings is really helpful. But it is also important to understand why you are doing this, because as is in this example, Terry has the reason. He's doing it to support his wife, while they are joining him because, why not? Or it's a challenge or something like that. And let's find out how this will play out.
Yes! Lunchtime, wait's over. That was easy.
Totally. I feel like we just had our snack an hour and 17 minutes ago.
I never got into diets, though I did take diet pills in the 70s. I love these pills. They give me so much energy, and I can eat whatever I want. Oh, God. He's dead! Actually, I was in a...
So this is something that really is talking about the diet pills and diet supplements, fat loss supplements like fat burners. Those that work will result in something like that because they greatly increase your metabolic rate, which is quite unhealthy. And it can cause heart problems and so on. So it's basically kind of poison, right? One of the supplements for fat loss, simple coffee, why it works? Because it increases your metabolism, right? But slightly. It's not a huge effect there. So yeah, supplements, really not a good idea.
Actually, I was in a coma. When I woke up, I had so much mail.
Weight loss science has come a long way since then. Ingredients, carrot. Gotta respect that. Damn, Gina!
What is that?
Oh, it's the sloppy Jessica. Mac and cheese, chili pizza on a bun. It's everything I've wanted to eat for the last 48 hours.
What happened? I thought you were gonna last forever, bitches.
Turns out I gave up easy. You hear that, bitches? I gave up so easy.
So what we can see here, some people attack that too quickly, too intensively, cut their calories too much, start exercising too much, like every day, twice a day. And that is why it's usually better to either you need tremendous support from your peers. That's why your environment is hugely important. Or you need to be really dedicated, have a really strong reason, like Terry there, and we will see what happens next, and not be like, I do this for a challenge or whatever. If you don't have deep why, you will fail easily. If you attack this without a plan, if you just go too strict, this is what is very likely to happen. Probably not in 48 hours, but it will happen really quickly. And that is when we see people who are strict and adherent 5 days, and comes the weekend, they cannot adhere, stick to their diet, and they even offset all the progress that they've made during that week. So it's, generally speaking, better to go slowly, get those habits in, especially if you are not very experienced with that dieting.
Still working on that afternoon omelet?
Because this can
I've been
happen.
sucking on it so long, it's smooth. It's like sea glass.
You do you.
I'll get that for you, Ames. Oops. Butterfeet, sorry about that.
Sorry? You bumbling son of a bitch! You just ruined my life! I hope you get hit by a truck and a dog takes a dump on your face!
Nothing to see here, just a little hypoglycemic rage. Move along.
I'm so sorry, Hitchcock. That's not me. I'm never like that.
That's okay. It was my fault. I shouldn't have bumped your cashew.
Cashew? It was an almond, you idiot! I hope you drown in a tub! I hope you have aneurysm after aneurysm after aneurysm!
So maybe you have heard about people being hangry, and that is related also to your blood sugar regulation. And this is, there is quite interesting science behind it. Aside like how people overreact, we can see that people are more stressed, they are more overreactive, they can't keep their calm. And this is what I see quite often, people who just try to diet without really a solid plan. And one thing that is interesting, at least to me, is that psychology plays a role. So when we realize that we are overreacting, that when we are acting hangry, we can actually do something about it and calm ourselves down. But yeah, there is this natural response to the diet, and that is being irritable, especially when you are just starting with the diet. So what really helps through the dieting cycle, especially if it's something more strict, is going into this expecting that it will not be easy, that it will be something that will change your behavior, you will not be your best person. This is, again, usually the case of strict diet. So when you are cutting weight for a show or something like that, not when you are doing it over a longer period of weeks, months, and so on.
Lick, lick, lick. It's an ice cream cone.
You can't tempt me, Trader. Not when I got this big, juicy cantaloupe wedge to keep me company. It's so thin I can see through it. Santiago, come hold this so it looks bigger in your tiny hand.
Oh, Amy left the building 20 minutes ago.
That doesn't make sense. Santiago loves Cantaloupe Time. We wrote a song about it. Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. This is nonsense without her singing the high parts. Where is she? Amy, where are you? It's Cantaloupe Time. Santiago, stop. It's not too late.
I failed, Sarge. This is my second burger. Okay, I lied. It's my fourth.
You both betrayed me. That's okay. I can do this all on my own. I don't need you. I can even sing the high parts. Cantaloupe, yes I can. Cantaloupe, yes I can.
So that was important. During the diet, if you don't have a strong why, like Terry, he is doing it to support his wife, he's doing it for some greater cause. he has a strong why compared to Santiago and the other woman, and that's what makes or breaks his resolve, right? But again, you cannot willpower through everything. That's not really a good example how to diet. That will lead you to burnout. You will get back, then you will overeat, and that's like this yo-yo diet cycle. So what's a better way how to do that? Well, first, have a plan. Maybe you have heard about this many times, but just to repeat, focus on eating mainly less processed foods if you can. That means your proteins, meat, eggs, or tofu, tempeh, legumes, so to speak. So these are your protein sources. Make it, let's say, quarter to third of your plate. Fill the half of your plate with vegetables, variety of vegetables. Don't need to be really thinking about whether it's fresh or frozen or whatever. The first step is always like, just do what is possible for you right now at this moment. Make this plate composition kind of your basic, right? Your stepping stone. So, and we have that quarter up to 1/3 left, and that is for your side dish, and that could be filled with fruit, whole grains in their cooked state, potatoes, fits perfectly fine. One thing that I didn't mention is oil and or fat. So specifically when it comes to fat, yeah, include maybe like a handful, but handful, I mean this size of nuts in your meals, or let's say a tablespoon of olive oil. But there is also some fat in your animal produce, even in tofu, so you don't need to really focus on that. And that's for most people a good way how to start. But if you want to know more about the plating, about the plate method, how to adjust this for your goals, I have a different video that is dedicated to that, and check it out in the description. Hopefully this was enjoyable for you, and if I earned your trust, if you like this video, then give it a like, maybe follow, and see you in the next video.